everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm just keeping an eye on our Anna. Hi. So good to see you.
Yeah, I know. I'm back. Has been
Yes.
a lot of learning, but I want to continue with you. So I say, oh, let me join here for a little while. I see you growing like, wow, all these beautiful things that happen. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. We're having a great time here. And I am so grateful to have your energy back with us here anytime. People come, people go. That's life. That's the way it is. We got to keep rolling and moving with whoever it is that we're resonating with. So I'm super happy to have you here and everyone else. Hi Kelly, hi Shauna, hi Deb, hi Melody, hi Carol, hi Milka, did I say that right? Melissa? Melissa. Hi. Thank you for being here. I am so glad to have you guys here. So, I have so much to share with you today. And we're going to talk about our vibe because that is the foundation to everything we want to create. Carol, hi, Carol. So good to see you too. And also, I've got a couple people that are going to come on and chat and give you their perspective of how life has shifted and changed as we've been working together. Um, but first of all, I'm just like going to take a breath here because I'm so excited and I need to breathe. And I'm so happy to have you guys here. So welcome. Welcome to It's the Vibe Masterclass. My name is Janice Gallant. We've got some new people, and I'm super happy to have you. I am the founder of Soulfully Aligned Women. I am a creative visionary, an artist, a mystic, a best-selling author, now an international speaker and teacher. Soulfully Aligned Women was a place that I started about 7 years ago now when I first wrote my book, The Creation Guild. And people just started coming, and it has grown into what it is today, and it will continue to grow and evolve. But it is a place for you to land softly. Just making sure we're recording. Yes, we are. It's a place for you to land softly and rise powerfully in your own empowerment. It's about consciously creating in our life. We were all artists of our own life. It's about refining the skill of manifesting as we move along and continue with our own self evolution, our growth, our cleaning up our mindset. It's all part and parcel. It's all about mind, heart, and soul. And we overcome fears. We become aware of the fears and the resistances to what it is that we are trying to create. And we want to be a clear channel to receive this sacred, infinite intelligence that is within us and all around us. So, what do you call your soul? What do you call it? It can be whatever resonates for you. Goddess, God, creator, creatrix could be that sacred pulse of life, the great mystery, source, source of all that is, light, love, energy. Whatever resonates for you is perfectly fine. I usually call it source or creator. It is the essence that is within us and all around us in everything. It's the life force energy that is within everything, and you already have it within you. It's just we sometimes have resistances to it, and that's what we want to identify in order to become that clear channel for receiving our guidance and inspiration as we move along in our life. and your heart is the gateway. So today we're going to talk about our energy, elevating our life, elevating and evolving our energy, becoming more aware of it. We are evolving, we're learning and growing, and as your life elevates, as you keep evolving and becoming more aware, your energy refines and you get more and more aware of it and how we use it to create in our life. We're manifesting all the time. That's happening. So it's not about, well, how do I manifest this? It's like, well, you're manifesting. It's just that is your energy in resonance with what it is that you want to bring in with you. What you desire to have and do and experience while you're here on the life journey, it manifests as you evolve. So it's not about changing anything externally, it's all within. So, in this free masterclass, what we're going to do is deep dive into the truth behind conscious creation. So, not just mindset, but energetic alignment. It is all about the energy, you guys. This comes back over and over and over into my awareness. Like, yes, yes, like it's immediate feedback for you. As soon as you start to become aware of it and begin to use it and understand it, it's like, so you're going to discover how to understand the frequency that you're currently holding right now. Shift your inner vibe, shift that frequency to match your soul aligned desires. Become a clear magnetic force for what you truly want, and how to maintain high vibe energy without bypassing our emotions. So, we're going to talk about all of that today. Whether you're calling in abundance, love, peace, or purpose, it all begins with energy. If you feel like you've been doing all the right things, like universe, I'm a good person, I've been doing this, I've been, walking the path, and it's still not clicking, things still aren't coming in, it's your vibe. It's your vibe. It's not just what you're doing, it's the energy that you're in while you do it. So, as I said, energy is that life force that flows through everything. It's the source of our power and the key to creating anything we desire. And energy moves and vibrates. So, we talk about these words. Oh, there's Lori. Um, we talk about these words energy, frequency, vibration, resonance. It's like, what does all of that really mean? Right? So energy is that life force that flows through all things. Like there's lots of different definitions for energy, mechanical energy, electrical energy. We're talking about life force energy here, the energy that carries the force of life within it. It keeps you alive and breathing, keeps your heart beating and your body moving. All your internal systems moving the way they're supposed to. That's the energy we're talking about. And energy moves or vibrates. If you go right down to the molecular level, energy is always moving, and it could be moving like really, really fast, or it could be just pulsing. That's the vibration. So, a vibration is the amplitude or intensity of energy. And then frequency is how we measure that, the rate at which it vibrates. And it's usually measured in hertz. So oftentimes those words get flip-flopped around, but what do they mean for you? Like when I talk about my energy, I'm not talking about the amount of energy I have for work to work. I'm talking about my energy that is now in my body, my aura, my energy field. And resonance is, are you in sync with it? So you desire to call something into your life. Let's say it's a relationship. You desire to have a partner, and yet you may be doing things that are resisting that frequency. So your perfect partner is out there resonating at a certain frequency, and you are here resonating, but your energy may be a little bit off. And you may be resisting it without you even realizing that you're resisting what it is that you desire. Even for us to like be, yes, I want to step into my power. I want to feel more empowered. A lot of women are afraid of their power, that they resist that. So it never really fully comes in because they're resisting. They're not resonating with that power. And there's lots of tricks around doing that. We'll talk about some, but I just want to talk, just touch on Dr. David Hawkins wrote Power versus Force. Oops, I don't know if you can see this. Power versus Force. And in there, it's a very science left brain book, hard to get through. But what is most important and what most people talk about from his studies, from his research, him and his whole team did a scientific study and experiment and on consciousness and frequency and measuring that based on emotion. So he created what was called the map of consciousness. And so it's hard to see here. And you can Google that and you get like triangular charts and it's really quite lovely. But the point is that our feelings are connected to our frequency. The feelings of shame are at the very bottom of the scale and it's rated at 20. And the feeling as we move up the scale, you know, actually courage is at 200. And inspiring is or the neutral position is 250, right? Willingness, acceptance, and it keeps going up into reason. Love is at 500, joy 540, peace at 600, and enlightenment at 700. And just to give you an idea that this is really cool. When I heard this, I was like, oh my God, we need to be doing this work. One individual who is enlightened, like say at a level of 700, is going to help counterbalance individuals in the world that are below the level of 200, but it's going to counterbalance 70 million. So one person at enlightenment can counterbalance 70 million people at a frequency level lower than 200. Wow, that's intense. One individual at the level of 500, right? Which was like, yeah, that was love. I thought that was joy. That was love. Counterbalances 750,000 individuals below the level of 200. So the more we can stay in the frequencies, the higher frequencies of love and joy and enlightenment, the more we are impacting the world. Think about you just walk into the grocery store. And if you're in your heart feeling love, you're impacting everyone in that store. Think about the size of your town or your city, the impact that you can have and ripple out. So I just wanted to just throw that in there for you to think about. But what's important here is that your energy speaks louder than words and that your frequency is shaping your reality and that your resonance is either magnetizing to it or repelling your desires. So the work starts here, right? The work starts right here. All right. So there's a lot of people that are feeling a little lost right now. They're feeling a little bit in the dark. Like, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. I'm feeling a little bit stuck. And the reason I'm bringing it's the vibe to you is because I've had so many conversations in my groups about this, about oh, so many of us are feeling like, oh, I feel like I'm in like the black hole of creativity. I feel like I'm in a void. I'm having a hard time getting the energy up to do anything. And I don't know, like, I feel like I've lost hope or lost something, right? And those feelings, I want to tell you, are completely normal. We're humans having this beautiful, energetic soul life, but there's going to be times when we do feel like, where am I going next? You maybe even have created something really big and had a really big experience and then whomp down into this, what I call the womb space, the space where you are actually creating a new you. You have tapped the frequency of something higher. You have already experienced something bigger and brighter, but then come back down into this place that's was normal before, was comfortable. And this place is a place for you to either begin to resonate up to your next level of frequency or stay where you are. And it is like the caterpillar in the cocoon ready to bloom. It's like the baby getting ready to be birthed in the womb is waiting for you to go, huh, okay, what do I want? I want to feel alive. I want to feel that next frequency. I want to go there, and I don't know how to go there. So this womb, this dark hole, this place of like, I feel stuck, often comes after a great high or something was created. So think back in your life. Where have you had the expansion? When have you had that huge, like, oh my God, this is so exciting. I am loving this. I just want more of this. I'm creating. I feel like I'm in the flow. I feel like I know what I'm doing. I know my purpose. And maybe it was when you created something, maybe it was while you were pregnant, maybe it was in a new relationship, maybe it was while you were actually some of you creating a book, writing a book, or a painting, or a course, or for those in business. That is the frequency of your higher energy, the higher resonance that you were tapping into. You felt that, you tapped it, and now you have to keep going to reach it again. So, I've done this. And I recently too, I was like, oh, I'm in this black hole. I just don't know. I had created this amazing course. It was going great. And then whoop, back down. And I feel like I'm in a void. And you're just waiting for that next inspiration because that's where the high is. But now I know we get to actually go there. We get to actually go to that high on our own. We get to create it. I was looking back at images on my phone of things that I had pictures of paintings and writings and creations from, 3 years ago. And I was feeling that feeling of creative flow from what I felt back then. And I was thinking, oh, I want to feel that again. Why am I in this lull? I want to feel that again. I want to, maybe I've complicated it. Maybe I've gone too far. Like, it was so simple back then. It just came through. It just flowed through me. And what I realized was then that it's like, oh, that's my frequency. That's the high. That's the one. And I need to keep going there. I was searching, you know, um, for a frequency without realizing it was already within me. It was already there. All right. So we've had that taste. We've all felt that exhilaration. So it's like right now, are you can you feel that? Can you go back and can you take a moment and think back to when you were creating something that excited you? Maybe it was a new course, right? We get into a new program, a new course, and we feel that excitement like, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep going. And then it slowed down. And maybe you weren't resonating with it fully because you started to think, well, this can't last forever, right? This feeling can't last forever. I knew it wouldn't last forever. It was fun while it lasted, but nothing lasts forever, right? Or you might be feeling like, well, if I keep going in that high vibe energy, like, what if I fall? What if I fall on my face? What if everyone sees me? Resistance, right? But what has happened is because you have tapped that frequency, the old version of you doesn't fit anymore. The old frequency of you doesn't fit anymore. And that's why it's so uncomfortable to be there. That's when you're in that dark womb space and you're like, you're the butterfly coming out. You need to identify that next frequency. Go, oh, I want to feel that. I want to feel alive. I just want to feel alive again. There are times in my life where I felt that exhilaration, that excitement. How do I feel that again? Recognize that every time you reach up and feel it and you come back down, you don't fit here anymore. You're supposed to come up and be here. That's supposed to be your new frequency. So, resonance to that new frequency means becoming the one who can hold it, becoming the one who is living it every day. What does she feel like? If you could be in that high, if that could be your level of life, of aliveness every day, who would you be at that level? Would you be more confident, feel more free, be more excited for life? If life has become mundane or boring, then you're not reaching high enough. And you can, and I can, and she can, and all of us can go to that next level. Those exhilarating feelings of being in that creative flow, of feeling that inspiration coming through, pouring in, feeling connected and aligned are here for you. But you have to call it in and feel it first. No one can do that for you. So the first thing you want to do is be recalling those moments in your life when you feel that energy, when you felt so expanded. So think of it like think of it like a roller coaster. We talked about this on the nest the other day. Think of it like a roller coaster ride, if we could just get on the ride, knowing that it's all good, this ride of life is good. If we could just get on the ride and take that roller coaster ride, but instead we get on, we're hesitant, okay, I'm going to try this life out. And all of a sudden it gets scary and oh my God, how do I get off this thing? Can you stop the ride? Stop it, stop it. And we miss out on a lot because we just want to stop it. We want to make the pain stop. We want to make the bad things stop. We want to protect ourselves from those bad things instead of get on the ride and feel the wind in your face and feel the exhilaration and of scary but exciting. I'm scared, but I'm excited. And I'm going to go on this ride and I'm just going to look at the view at the top instead of feeling like, oh my God, I'm going to fall. No, look at the view, look up at the clouds. Don't look at what could happen. Look at what you're seeing in front of you. Get excited about it. But we resist it and we go, no, this could happen and this could happen. And what if the mechanics fail? And what if somebody falls out? And that's life. That's life. And because we are in this resistance to this being in this energy of exhilaration, we pull back and think about, well, I could fail. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if people laugh at me? What if it doesn't work? It's like you experienced, you took the ride, you got to go. That's so, your chances of being here in this life are something like 1 in 70 trillion or something like that. Like just the cell getting fertilized and you growing into a baby and living like you can't even, it's way beyond the lottery. We get to be here in this life. And what I have found is when I am moving forward in life, listening to the calls, listening to the, you know what, go this way, try this, go talk on stage to thousands of people. Oh my God, I was so freaking scared and excited at the same time. I felt so alive. That's the energy of life, of moving forward to my next level. Yours might not be that. Most people don't want to do that. It's crazy, crazy women of us. Um, but what is it that lights you up and gets you excited? Find it. This is why people jump out of airplanes in parachutes because it makes them feel alive. That's the energy. Take the risks, have the fun, go on the vacations, like do what makes you feel excited. Because when you are in that frequency, everything starts to line up. Opportunities come in. You start meeting people that line you up. You know, synchronicities, coincidences, these all start to come in. It's the very same as the people that first fall in love and they experience head over heels in love. And you just stand back and watch them and smile because you can just see their energy glowing. They're so excited. And they just are like, life is great. Everything feels lighter. They're going to work skipping and singing. And it's like before they were complaining and resistant to work. And now it's like, now I have a purpose. Now I need to go to work. It's like, go to work and get a paycheck so I can go on that date. And yeah, and everything starts lining up for them. They suddenly get really lucky. They have windfalls, opportunities come in. That is lining up with the higher frequencies. So, what frequency are you living at day to day? Because you want your dominant feeling to be in this higher excited frequency. How do you get yourself there? One step at a time, right? Little things. You have an incredible connection to a power that creates in our universe. This power, this life force energy will guide you. If you have a heartfelt request, universe, I want to feel more alive. I want to I want to do more. I want more in my life. You see, we're here and we're like the 1% of the population. Most people don't want more. Most people aren't looking how to evolve, how to grow themselves, how to be an energetic resonance to this bigger life. Most people are content to be safe and live in that space, and that's fine. That's fine. But you're here because you're not one of those people. You're one of the people that is like, I know there's more. I know there's more. I know I'm being called to more. I just don't know what it is. Your openness and willingness to find out will get the ball rolling. Start questioning universe. You know, that question from A Course in Miracles. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say and to who? Start thinking about that. Start writing that every day to get the ball rolling. And if you are somebody here or somebody watching that has already, I know where I'm going, I want to go, I just can't seem to get there. It's like, okay, so here's how we do it. It's all in the feeling, right? When you think of your next reaching point, your next expansion, what are the stories that come up for you? The next level you. So as I was like, okay, I'm going to go and talk on this stage. And 83,000 to 214,000 people watching. I'm like, what am I? Ah, how am I? Okay, I need to be her. I need to say, okay, who would she be? Who would she be if she were the one to walk out on that stage and nail it and captivate the audience and bring them in and help them feel and help them want more in their life? What does she, what does she think? How does she feel? Right? She's more confident. She knows what she's got. She knows that this information, like everybody needs to know this. The world needs more of this. The world needs more soulfully aligned leaders. And oh my gosh, it all starts right here, one person at a time. The world needs more soul-led people. We all need more soul in our life. Passion about that. So think about your next level. Who are you? What are you offering? What do you have for other people? How do you serve? What would you be like if you were already there? Who is she? Who's the identity of the person that's already there? And start to tap into that. That's a huge part. But think about too, when you go, okay, well, today, what can I do today? Will your feelings create? Think about the times in your life when you felt so much love. Think about the time in your life when you felt scared and excited at the same time. Think about the times when you felt so free. Maybe you were maybe you were flying in an airplane. Maybe you were walking on a mountain. Maybe you were just, let me tell you this story again. I told the ladies in my group this week. So John and I were driving down the highway along a river. So the road was curving and bending with the river. It was early morning and a mist was hanging that made the scenery soft. Summer morning. Actually, it was fall, sorry, fall morning, but it was warm like summer. And we were driving along this river, and every bend in the road brought the most beautiful pictures of this river. And every time we turned a bend, I wanted to pick my phone up and take a picture, take a picture, take a picture. And I put my phone down and I just was in the moment because as we're driving, Van Morrison's Into the Mystic comes on. And it's just, you could just feel the curve of the road, the beautiful pictures, the images, the scenery, the water, the mist around the trees. It was all kind of a hazy blue green. And I had my hand on his hand and we just looked at each other and my heart just about exploded. Like just that, oh my gosh, more, more of this. Like, oh my gosh, I was so full of love and gratitude for that moment. It's just kind of like tears were coming down my face and I just was like reveling in that moment. That moment brings me into resonance with high love and gratitude. What about the moment your baby was born? Maybe not the moment. I can't remember the moment my baby was born. I was kind of drugged up in pain, but maybe you can. Like lots of women talk about that moment they placed that baby on my chest. And I looked in her eyes and I saw myself and I saw the whole world and I knew my purpose in life. What about just a moment of exhilaration, of laughter and fun with friends, where it just is like a dance party, or you just feel so connected with the people that you're with. Those memories are how you bring yourself to the next level when you feel yourself slide back down. When you can master the art of bringing yourself into your next level frequency everything starts to come in for you. I can't tell you how much I've worked with this, and just recently it has hit home. It has embodied in me. And it happened when I was, walking down the street in Salt Lake City. And I told the girls, it's like I was walking down the street and I was about to go speak on that stage and I was feeling empowered. I was feeling really good. I knew what I was going to say. I was excited. I wasn't nearly as nervous as I was the weeks leading up to this event. I felt good. And I was walking down the street and heading towards the Capitol Theater, beautiful big theater. And I just heard the next step whispered into my ear. And I was like, oh, can I do that? Never thought. I know, can I really do that? And then I got this full body, yes, yes, that's your next step. And I felt so excited, like right away, bubbling up with giddy excitement. Oh, yes, yes, I can. And the head goes, but. And I just pushed it away and went, I am focusing on this feeling that I just got, this download, this intuitive hit that I just got. I am staying in that because that is the truth. That feeling is the truth. And that is what you want to follow. And that is what you want to keep coming back to. Is this making sense, you guys? It's the feeling, right? The feeling, it coming in and taking over. And that is where your power is. That's why when you go to retreats or conferences or you go on a vacation and you just feel excited, you go to a women's retreat and you come back and you're like on a high for about 3 days, and then reality hits in and you go back down. Nah, that is your truth, that high. That's where you want to keep working towards, that frequency. It's all about the feeling. It's all about the energy. And we got to keep cleaning house on all the other stuff. Now, before we get to go too far here, I want to bring in Lori because I know Lori is, God, I think you might have to go soon, right? So I want to bring us in. I'm going to see if I can do this.
I mean, I don't have to go right now. If you want to continue, I'm good.
No,
You
I'm
just
good.
you're just bringing some things up for me that kind of bringing tears to my eyes. So you're resonating with me. So that's all. But I don't have to
Oh,
leave right now.
no, we're good. Let's talk. Can you guys see both of us on screen? Hey, I did it. Woohoo, I'm
Yay!
good. So everybody, I want to introduce Lori Kellogg to you. Dear friend now, Lori is a certified soulfully aligned creative mystic, which is one of my programs that I offer. Lori is an incredible artist, deep thinker, soul sister, and she is out there, doing this. She's creating light and rippling out there to everyone in her community. And you are in Missouri? Missouri? No, you are in
Delaware,
what?
Delaware.
Delaware. I'm like getting
Yeah,
you all mixed up. Nancy's in Wisconsin. Like
yeah.
you're in Delaware. All right.
Right.
So, anyways, beautiful soul, deep, like just we resonate a lot, her and I. We resonate a lot. We're often thinking the same thing or struggling through the same thing. So I really, really respect and love you because I do feel like we are connected for life, girl. But I'm bringing Lori on because two reasons. I want her to talk about her journey of how she's gotten to where she is. Because you know what? Building up a business and offering out your gifts to the world is not always an easy thing to do. It doesn't come
Very
easy
true.
for a lot of people. And I want everyone to know that you get to do it your way. And Lori is doing it her way. And I really admire that. So, Lori, tell us a little bit about where you were and how things have been coming along for you.
Okay. Yeah, everybody can hear me, right? So, okay. So as you were talking, I started picturing myself, my emotional self, my spiritual self, my frequency as kind of a radio dial, let's say, where you could dial into the lower frequencies and you could dial into the higher frequencies, and you can look for the radio signal that you want, play the channel that you want. And so as I was thinking about myself in that way, using that as a metaphor, I thought to myself, well, I've always been a spiritual, intuitive, and empathic person all of my life. But I've also been a trauma and abuse survivor. And that created in me a fear and insecurity and shame and self doubt. So when you think about frequencies on the radio station, you can see that sometimes I was able, this is before I met Janice, sometimes I was able to dial into those higher frequencies and receive like enlightenment or inspiration. But mostly I was tuning into the channels of fear, insecurity, and self-doubt and shame. And everyone knows that if you try to play two channels at once, all you get is static. And so I was living in that static for a really long time. And that's where I was when I met Janice. I felt like I was like she's talking about earlier. I saw a vision of where I wanted to go. I and I saw an idea of where I wanted to be, the channel I wanted to be tuned into all of the time, and knew was possible, but I didn't know how to stop the static of the rest. And so I joined Janice's program, the creative, soulfully aligned creative mystic, because as the time I met Janice, I had intuited that my word for the year of 2024 was going to be aligned, align. And since I was holding that word in my hands or my mind saying align, 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 I met Janice and she got up during one of the retreats that we were both at the same time and said, I have a program and it's called Soulfully Aligned Creative Mystic. And I just resonated with every single one of those four words. I said, well, I want to be soulfully aligned and I want to be creative. And I certainly want to learn how to be a mystic because I think I already am, but I don't know. And so I've got to be in this program. And so I met you, Janice, like in October of 2023, and your program was starting in January of 2024. And for like that time, that was 3 months or so before that, I could not stop the feeling that I had to be in this program. It just was nagging on me, even though like I was saying to myself, I can't afford it, I don't have time for it, I don't this how do I know? I just met this person this one time, I don't know. And yet I just kept coming to me, this is where you need to be. And so I did it. I signed up, I went through the program, and I really came there ready to go, ready to hear what she had to say and do all the stuff that she was telling us to do, because like quieting the static that we have been listening to and hearing all of our life is not something you just decide to do. It is something you have to learn how to do, like, and practice, and have someone mentor you through it. And when you get stuck, someone who can say, oh, why don't you try this, or why don't you look at it this way? And that's exactly everything that I got from the program. Like, I got exercises to do that I could try that stretched me. I got friendship. I think lifelong friendships of the girls that were in the program with me, and Guy. And I think um other women who are, like, to me, just as aligned as I am, and that I feel like I will always know them, always love them. And so it was just a wonderful experience for me. Like, I can't even hardly explain how wonderful it's been to have this kind of change happen to me.
Oh, and it's just been a pleasure to have you in the program. Thank you for all those kind words. I love how you just said, and here's a blog post for you, Lori, because I like you just said it perfectly. That's what I love about you too, is when she gets writing, like it's powerful words. But how you said that you can't be on two frequencies at once, you get static. That is brilliant. And
Hmm.
that's exactly the truth when you're because you're not in your own center, in your power. And I
Hmm.
remember the day when you said, "Whoa, I don't need my crystals, my candle, nothing, because I have the power right here and I get to take it wherever I go." Like that was just a beautiful turning point for you in the
It was.
program.
I had, before the program, one of the issues that I had was that I was so empathic that, and I didn't know how to control it. So I had a really hard time going into, like, groups, into large groups, crowds, church, anywhere where a lot of people were, and there would be a lot of stores, going into a store. I would really have to gear myself up to do any of those things because I felt all of the energy of everyone else all of the time. And I would just be so drained after being in public with people. And so that was one of the things that I learned. I would do that, right? I would carry crystals with me, and I would carry my stuff. I'm like, I have to have my labradite so that people won't bother me. and so,
Sure.
and then, um, and that was good because I was able to kind of like build a little shelf, or a little, I'd say, force field around myself, so I didn't have to receive all of everybody's energy all the time. But then that kind of blocked out other things too. It blocked out inspiration, and it blocked out stuff. So I needed to learn how to control it for myself. And that was a big day. That was a big day where I could go in and say, no, I can set myself before I go in there. Janice taught us that we can set ourselves before we enter a place, get our vibration high, and go in. And then all of everybody's low vibration can't bother us as much. We can cancel theirs out.
Yeah, and
So
the other thing you said there that's so important is how when we feel like we have to protect ourselves, taking our crystals and I'm the same way, and I still carry crystals in my pocket, you guys. I still do that.
yes, I still do.
They do, yeah, they do help you, but with a different intention so much. But when you said it blocked out other things too, it's because we're like, okay, I got to protect my heart because they're going to get me. They're going to get into me
Mhm,
and I got to protect and protect. And we put a wall up on our heart and then we block out, like you said, you block out the intuition, you block out the beautiful experiences that we could have
mhm.
with connections with other people. So I'm so grateful you said that. So tell
But
everyone what you're doing there was something else too, and I can't remember what it was. Tell everyone what you're doing now, and who you're doing this with and your business and everything.
okay, well, my business is called Christabel Studio. I named it after a painting that I had that was like when Janice talks about the person that I want to be, right? That's her, right? That's the painting. So um Christabella was my painting of, like, this is my warrior and this is who I am. And that's why I named my studio that. But in that, I teamed up with two other um Soulfully Aligned Creative
Creative
Mystics as
Mystics. I know
well.
it's a mouthful, isn't it?
That, yeah. Um, Nancy and Laura, who are also graduates, and they were planning on being here today but couldn't. But I teamed up with them last year in March. We got together and decided, you know what we need to do? We need to have a retreat together, because of the fact that the three of us are like balancing each other. We're like a stool with three legs. We just balance each other out so nice and perfectly. We give each other gifts, compliment each other, and so when we found each other, we were like, we just have to do this together. We're a great match. And so the three of us really have been vibing with each other, and so we're having our first retreat, hopefully only our first retreat. Hopefully we'll have other retreats. And we named ourselves Creative Goddesses Unite. And so we are doing our first retreat in Wisconsin in 2 weeks, 9 days, 8 days. So yeah, it's coming up, and it's called the Your Goddess Heart Retreat, and it's going to be right outside of Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's just a weekend retreat, but if anybody wants to do it, tomorrow is the last day to sign up. But we do have a couple of more spaces that we could fill in. Um, I just did a masterclass last night on overcoming your resistance, new thing, and I've written some courses. So I have like 5 courses that I've written that are kind of new, and I'm still working and rebranding them and stuff. So I have a newsletter that I put out. So it's just building. It's baby steps still, but
So
yeah.
cool.
So I'm
Yeah, you're
really
selling your
excited.
artwork and
Yeah. Yes, my thing about my artwork is that I don't create my artwork as a product. I create it as a process for myself, right? It's kind of like that my art teaches me in words that I don't have words, in ways that I don't have words for, and then I can tell those words after it teaches me. So once in a while, someone will say, "I love that. I want that." But I never make it for them, right? I always make it for myself. So I was asked to display my art in a bookstore this past month, the month of May, in my town, and I priced all of my work so high that I knew nobody would buy it because I didn't want to sell it really,
I've done that
and
too.
and I still sold 3 things. So I was like, well, okay. I mean, if
Yeah,
you really want to buy it for that much money, you can have it.
that's
But
so
yeah, so
cool.
my art is really, I don't really do it for selling it for the product of an art piece.
Yeah,
It's really the process. And that's what I teach in my classes, is how to tune into that process of letting your art teach you what it has to say.
that's so cool. Yes, that's exactly the intuitive art process and the calling in. We do the creative flow is for the energy of calling in the energy of what we're growing through, what we're needing more of, that sort of thing. I love that, Lori. I'm so excited for you and Laura and Nancy. You said you have a couple spots because I know you just told me this week how many are in, and I was like, "Ah, that's awesome." But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can put the link in the chat. That would be
Yeah, I
great.
can do that.
Yeah.
I
And
can
then
do
if
that.
anyone else wants to go on a
And
retreat,
then,
the retreat is
yeah,
next weekend, the
yeah.
20th.
So through that link, if you want to follow any of Nancy, me, or Laura, our stuff is on that website, so you can like push
Perfect.
through.
That's
Okay,
perfect.
let me do that right now. Okay,
Okay. Thank
thanks
you.
for having
Thank
me.
you, Lori. Thank you for coming on and chatting with us and sharing all you have to share. And I'm just going to bring one more person up here. And this beautiful, there we go. My beautiful friend, Kelly. Kelly has been with me for a long time, and she has grown so much. I'm so thrilled to have Kelly up here. She is also a beautiful creative artist, and Kelly's been through a lot in her life. And I wanted you to come on, Kelly, too, because you have persevered And we all have stories. We all have walked through the shadows. And no matter what we've been through, there's like connection and sisterhood and to bring us even further down the path. And Kelly, like, I just want you to share what you feel desired to share, but tell us kind of what drew you in to our community, because you were quite resistant at first to gathering with people. And you guys, just Lori, make sure you check out the chat there too for you. There's lots of beautiful comments in there for you. So Kelly, tell us your story.
So I met Janice, I don't even know how long ago now, 3 or 4 years. I was the first person to sign up to the Creative Mystic
She was.
course. And then it was like, okay, maybe I really don't want to do this. And we talked, and she said, no, hang in there, hang in there. And so we did, and I stayed on, and I was part of the first group. And it was really about stepping out of your comfort zone. And, a couple of years later, I'm still stepping out of my comfort zone. And you spoke about the roller coaster and getting on and being part of that ride. And there's days that I get on and I get up the hill, and then it's like, okay, stop the ride. I'm getting off. I'm just going to watch again. And so then I get back on. It's been a journey for me, and lots of reluctance. However, I have enjoyed it completely and fully, and learned so much about my inner self and inner work. And then I look at it and I go, oh, I still have some work to do. Therefore, I'm part of the nest. I love the community that has been created through all of your courses. And I do show up. And right now, I feel like I'm behind on some of my homework. And I look at it and is it homework or is it my own work? So I kind of go, every day is a new day and it's a challenge. And I have to look at it as if is it work or is it an enjoyment of learning more about my inner self and inner peace? I not at the stage where I have a creative business. I do paint. I go to little markets and sell. That's about where I'm at. And I do visualize myself going a little farther. It's that I'm still sitting on the side of the roller coaster.
That's okay, because it's like all divine timing in our own timing. And that's kind of why I wanted you to come in and chat with us too, so that people can see that, well, first of all, I don't have to want a business. This could be just a personal journey for me. And secondly, that maybe I'll go further in selling my art, maybe not. Like, I don't know yet. And it's okay, because the one thing that really throws us sometimes is when people come on and go, I had this like amazing overnight transformation and my life has completely changed. And then when that doesn't happen for us, we feel like there's something wrong with us, and there's not. It's all a personal unfolding journey. And if you could sit where I'm sitting to see you, like the growth that I've seen, the transformations that I've seen for you are beautiful, but you are the one doing the work. Yeah, Anna, that's okay. Love you. Thank you for being here.
Bye, Anna.
So and Kelly has so many incredible gifts, like that we all in our community can see. It's like, oh, Kelly, you could do this and you could do this.
Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
No, it's not about that.
And those are my words that I was like, I really would like to take them out of my vocabulary. The coulda, woulda, shoulda. And it's a work in progress. And my girlfriend was here overnight, and I said to her, I said, I'm kind of the word police. And she said, yes, you are. But it makes us all feel good about making sure we're thinking about being on the right track. And I kind of often will think that, okay, I'm overcorrecting people about encouraging the positive. So that's my big thing, is like, somebody will say, "Oh, it's so windy outside." So, "Oh, that's so great! It's knocking all the pollen and the things off the leaves so that they can get new buds and stuff." And they go, "Wow, did you ever turn that into a different? It's like when Lori said that you go into a place and you want to protect yourself and everything. That's my way of going. Okay, here they're showing up with all this negativity. And I said, yeah, well, what a blessing and how grateful we are to actually have that wind to knock the pollen off the trees. And they all go, oh. And it's almost, it's like changing the frequency. You talk about the frequency of the energy, and I often will discount myself and not think that I vibrate at a high frequency until someone else reminds me that I do. And because I live in it so often, and just you've said it to me a couple times. Well, you're vibrating pretty high, and I go, oh, I didn't realize it. So in the creative mystic coaching, we learn about that megahertz, and it's like, didn't know that. This is the way I carry on. And then there's days when I'm feeling pretty dark, and it's like most people around me can tell that I'm not vibrating very high. So then I got to get out in nature, So.
And the awareness, because in the Mystic program, we meet every week for 9 months, sometimes more. And so it's right there reminding you, like, so it becomes your lifestyle. You slowly change into that, and then you automatically create the changes on your own. But when you're in that higher frequency, your intuition is right on, it's stronger. And so that heightens, and people, like, you get intuitive hits for other people too, which is really powerful. So a powerful gift for you. So yeah, and part of that too was like, just, okay, what are my psychic gifts that I am naturally, what are naturally enhancing within me as you go through that program? And you've got a few there.
That I often discount and don't think
That's
of them
right.
as gifts. It's just like, that's just part of who I am. And
Right.
so through the course, I've learned that accept it and be grateful for it and share it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's the thing too. And I know the indigenous people say, well, we talk about the magic. I often use the word magic. I love saying the magic out there, like, be in the magic. And they'll say that's not magic. That's normal, right? Normal. So it's just white people call it magic. But but that discounting for yourself, just valuing yourself, and so still on the journey, and we are all still on the journey of the personal self-love, opening to more love, opening up to more receiving. And yeah, that's one of the things that we love to strive for. More. Yeah, absolutely. Kelly, thank you. Thank you for coming on and sharing your thoughts with us, and your experiences. I appreciate that. Like, just the fact that Kelly came on here, you guys, speaks volumes about how far she's come, because she would never have done that before. Never, ever. She'd be like,
Thank
nope.
you, Janice.
No. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up here shortly, because I know you all have lives to get to, but I just want to come back to find my first notes, the things that I promised that we would talk about, and make sure we did, just to recap it. Okay, so understanding the frequency that you're holding. Okay, the frequency that you're holding right now, the dominant feeling is the one that is manifesting for you. So you're always manifesting, but your dominant feeling is what's manifesting. So is what you are seeing around you, what you want to create. And if not, it's like, okay, well, let's get into a higher frequency of what if I could have this? How would I feel? Right? And being aware of when your frequency, and this takes practice. This is why we spend so much time in the Mystic program. This takes practice of like feeling that, because at first it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand how to feel that. And then as we become more and more aware of it week by week by week, it's like, oh, I can feel that. Oh, I can feel their energy. I knew as soon as I walked in the room, I knew this person was upset. Or as soon as I walked in the room, this person like brought me up a few notches, right? And that's kind of what I try to do for you in the groups, is bring you up, and in these masterminds, bring you up into the frequency of like, you know what, there is more for you and you can have it, and give you hope and give you excitement so that you can feel that higher frequency. And then you can start to move up into that frequency. You can go, okay, that's where I'm going. Now I know where I'm going. Now I know what that feels like. That's what I'm striving for. And that's, you know what, you guys, that's the magic of, the collective magic that is with us. People have gathered, always gathered, like in churches, for prayer, in circles. Women's circles have been around for thousands of years. Why are they gathering? There's something there. It's that collective magic. It brings us up into our next frequencies. We heal, we create healing in the world, and we manifest together. So that is a power. The other thing I said was to shift your inner vibe to match your soul aligned desires. So knowing what it is that you want, and it could be just a feeling. You don't have to know exactly how it turns out, because I guarantee you it never looks the way you think it will look. But if you can just tap into that, you know what? I would love more support in my life. I would love more support. And the feeling of being supported, the feeling of it getting to be easy, that things just flow, that, that feeling, you start to sink into that. What does that feel like? What is it that I desire? That's when you start to create your soul aligned desires. And of course, it has to be within your heart, right? That's a big part of what we do. It's like heart first, go deep into your heart. And then you become that clear magnetic force for what it is that you desire. Like just, and the more we can be in that energy and talk about it and revel in it and play with it. And what if, you will get knocked out of your high vibe. That's life. That is life. Things happen. You'll get sick, you get overtired, somebody around you dies. Like, oh, you will get knocked down, but you will know then how to bring yourself back. And it's okay to be out. When you say your dominant feeling is what is manifesting for you, that is, that gives you space to be human, to wake up in the morning and be back in those down emotions and feelings and frequencies, and go, okay, I got to pull myself out of this and take time for your routine, breathe, to go for a walk in nature, to light a candle, say a prayer, to just bring yourself up through meditation. That's good. That's all you need to be doing, is taking the time for you and having that practice. And maintaining that high vibe without bypassing emotions. So we want to make sure that if we're feeling down, if we're waking up in the morning feeling down and depressed, we have a practice that says, okay, what's going on here? What knocked me down? What made me feel? Why am I feeling this way? Let's really look at what I'm feeling. What am I feeling? People, when you want to go to your next level, what's the resistance there? What's the worst thing that could happen if you went, if you got a fear there? What's the worst thing that could happen? And and then and then what? And we go down these roads together to unpack it, to unload it, because sometimes the fear is in there so deep that it takes a little conversation of unpacking it to identify those fears. And a lot of times those fears aren't even your own. They're like ancestral patterns, right? Limiting beliefs that you were taught. So there's so many layers to this. But what I want you to take with you today is that the feeling that you're feeling is your frequency. So paying attention to how you're feeling and hi, Delmaine, paying attention to how you're feeling and then saying, is this my truth? Because you strip away all of the resistances and the fears, and you are in the truth of this life force energy. And this truth is beautiful. It is clear. It is abundant. It is supportive. I talked about this in my speech on stage. I talked about your life force energy. Just look at a forest, an old growth forest, and in that forest, you can see life force energy manifested. It's beautiful. It's expansive. It will keep growing and growing and growing until something limits it. So it's constantly evolving, constantly growing. It is supportive. Ecosystems support each other. It is creative. It is inspiring. It is love and grace and presence. You just walk through that forest, you feel that love and grace, that natural alignment to high love. You walk up a mountain, hike up a mountain, you feel the presence of the world. That is what's in you. That's nature unhindered, and you are in nature. You are that. That is who you are at your core. It's already in you. And that's the thing that Lori said too. She said, "Oh, I like being creative. I'd love to be a mystic. I think I am already. I want to, I've always been soulful." Those things are already within you. We just need to let them out unhindered from all of our our humanness. So, why am I doing this? Why am I telling you guys all this? Well, because this is what I do. I love what I do. The Soulfully Aligned Creative Mystic program is not starting till the fall, but I have revamped it. It is bigger and better. It is also including a retreat together. So when you sign up, you get to come to the retreat. The only thing you have to do is pay for your transportation to get there. So that's exciting news. So the price has gone up, but it is including the retreat. It's 9 months together, and it's also includes Soulfully Aligned Enriched. So that's my other program that I'm super excited about. This program is the recipe of manifestation, Soulfully Aligned Enriched. It's 7 modules or lessons, all on video on the Soulfully Aligned Women app. If you don't have the Soulfully Aligned Women app, download it because it's free on your app store on your phone. But the Soulfully Aligned Enriched modules are all on there, and it's just like a click of the finger to get to it. You also get 5 powerful guided meditations that go with the lessons. And this is the golden thread. So over the Christmas holiday, I spent time deep diving in research, and I found this golden thread, the basic recipe of manifestation that runs through all the original great manifestation teachers like Wallace D. Wattles, Napoleon Hill, Neville Goddard, James Allen, Earl Nightingale, David Schwartz. Like the book list is on the program too. These were all the teachers. If you love Wayne Dyer, right? If you loved The Secret, Rhonda Byrne, if you love Bob Proctor, like these are the teachers they studied. That's where their teachings came from. And so I spent time studying the original books and found within all the books there was a thread of a recipe for manifestations. And that's what Soulfully Aligned and Rich is all about. That's what it brings you, the 7 ingredients. And once you're doing those ingredients, once you know that basic cake recipe, you can make any cake that you want. You can add to it, flourish it, add icing, add in flavors, whatever you want, but it's that core recipe that you need, because we can get easily distracted by everything out there on the internet. Do this, say these affirmations, do this ritual. This is the cure. This is what's missing. It's like, there is a core recipe, and that's what Soulfully Aligned and Rich is. And when you join Soulfully Aligned and Rich, you also get 6 months in the nest, where we then meet live like this. We do this. We teach, we talk about what's coming up currently for you, and what are you resisting, and how can you come back into the flow? And we take all the teachings and go deeper and wider and more, so that you can embody them into real time in your life. So that is in Soulfully Aligned and Rich and the Nest. Now, Soulfully Aligned and Rich is $2,222. You get that program and the 6 months. But when you join if you decide to go deeper and do a 9-month journey with me, that is the Soulfully Aligned Creative Mystic certification program. You come out of that with a certification and a logo that you use, and you can, after that, you are a spiritual mentor, you're a creativity coach, you're a mystic guide, you can lead circles live or online, you can lead women's circles. There's so many things that you can do with that. And you can also add it into any business that you might have. But this could become your next right step for you. So that's a 9-month journey. And we go deep into the mystic within and who the mystic is within you. Pull her out. You get to shine a light on your intuitive gifts, your psychic soul gifts. You walk the path of deepening into your soul. And we go into the left brain stuff of, well, if I want to start a business, how do I actually do this? Or how do I create the energetic foundation for my business? So there's the mystic business is in there. So it's all about the energy around creating a business, as well as, the templates, the social media, all that stuff too. We also go deep into money mindset and receiving, because you need to receive if you are going to be moving forward. Receiving, women have a hard time receiving, and I want you to have an overflow of abundance in your life. So that is the Soulfully Aligned Creative Mystics certification program. That one is 7,777. I love my angel numbers, but it includes Soulfully Aligned and Rich, the $2,222 one, and it includes your retreat, basically a 5-day retreat in the Rocky Mountains. And you get meeting with me every week over the 9 months. So we will be starting that either late August or early September, and there are payment plans too for everything. So that is there. Now, if you are like, okay, not ready for that, then you can absolutely, I have lots of programs. You can find them on Teachable, but if you've taken a program with me at all, the Nest, you can join for a subscription of $111 per month. If you haven't taken any programs, then I would suggest taking a look at them, or even the Sanctuary is on the app, and it is guided meditations for you. It is like there's over 25 guided meditations in there, and you just click on the one that you need, and more are added every month. So there's that too, along with all sorts of other creative different programs. But I do have anybody that wants to sign up for the certification this weekend, or that wants a Soulfully Aligned and Rich program and makes the decision, is like, hell yeah, I'm in. I can feel the excitement. I feel that energy. I want more of this in my life. Then I am going to add in my program of Reclaim Your Radiance. So if you decide to come in before Saturday, so you got another like 24 or 48 hours to decide. Reclaim Your Radiance is a 6-week, day-by-day guided program on the app that will walk you into creating your own personal soul spiritual practice daily. It's very empowering. Every day you just click on day 1, day 2, and I come in there with a 10-minute, at the most, 10-minute little audio. There's nothing to read. You just listen to the audio, and I will give you the boost for the day to get your vibe up there. And there is a guided meditation for you to listen to start your day in your power. So that, and that one is $497, and you can get that packaged in with everything. So, so many things. So I'm going to send an email out with all these details, but I want to say thank you for being here. If you have any questions at all, then just reach out and or put it in the chat here. But thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. You can also set up a free 30-minute call with me just to talk about, how could we possibly work together, and we can hone it for you. Okay. So thank you, everyone. It is all about your feeling. It is all about your vibe. And I am so excited to work with you. And I hope to see you more in my community. Follow me on Soulfully Aligned Women on Instagram. I have a YouTube channel, and we also have our private Soulfully Aligned Women Facebook group. It's free. Come and join us. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you to my two beautiful guests, Kelly and Lori. And you're so welcome. I'm so glad to see some of you. All right. Have a great day, you guys. And I will see you probably on the internet. Bye for now.